Like Ian said, my name is Alec Langridge. I am the product specialist for the digital solutions here at Styles Machinery. And I appreciate you guys joining us for the Configurator 3D, simplifying direct marketing sales tools. So before we get too deep into the presentation, I kind of wanted to get your guys' minds jogging a little bit. So being in the woodworking industry, for me at least, I would say that woodworking people, we like to work with our hands, we like getting dirty, and we like big engines. Now, big engines might sound a little weird, but me personally, I'm a huge car nut. And I think those work well together and they kind of go hand in hand. So that being said, picture yourself, you have $40,000 and you're ready to buy a truck. However, in your current area, you only have 3 dealerships. First dealership you go to, they give you all the specifications of that truck. It's a 2020 model, it's a pickup truck, it's 4-door extended cab, the exterior color is red, the interior color is gray, it's a 4x4, V8 engine, it's an automatic transmission. Now, I would say most of us can picture generally what that might be, but can you decide, can you see the styling? Can you understand the color of that exterior? Being that red, is fairly generic. So your chances are you're probably not gonna go for the dealership A. So you walk down the street, you go to dealership B, they give you the same specifications, but here they show you a drawing. Now you can understand a little bit more of the styling itself. You can see, it's got 4 doors on it, obviously. It's got a little bit of the styling. Yeah, I might be a little bit interested in this, but generally, again, I'm not going to pull the trigger right off the bat because I don't really know what that red color is. Red's such a great color. Is it a dark red? Is it a light red? What might that be? So then going to dealership B, you get the same specifications, but this time they give you a rendering. So you can see that red, you can see that styling, you can open up the doors, you can open up the hood, you can put the tailgate down, and you say, wow, I really know what this would be like. I love every bit of it, but on top of it, you can configure it. You can maybe change a few of the things. You can do it live and get that real experience that dealership really would like you to have. Bringing that a little bit more generally, our society today is full of online configurations. Again, my favorite thing, Porsches, it would be my dream car to have that 718 Cayman, but also you can go online and you can design furniture, you can get a jacket. For instance, here in Michigan, it's a little bit cold these days, or just in general. So of course we need our jackets. I'm a huge music fan too. You can go and configure a guitar, for instance. And of course, one of my all-time favorites as well, I'm a huge wakeboarding nut. I don't think you would ever guess that, being I do live in Michigan. We have 3 months of the year that's great. But again, you can customize that and be happy. You'll notice the one in the middle, that's going to be actually from what we're talking about today, the Configurator product platform. So you'll be like, Al, that's not a kitchen item. That's not a closet, an office, a garage. It's not casework. What are you talking about? So with our Configurator product platform, it's a 70-30 split. 30% is what we give you, 70% is what we help build with you with our training, our consulting, and our guiding. So being that it is so flexible, we have customers, in the wheelchair industry, we have customers that are doing configurators for concert stages, for conveyor belts. We have, anything under the sun that if you want to configure it, we can do that. So bringing that in a little bit more tied into our industry, here we have a HOMAG example. So this is our configurator. It looks very similar to what you're used to. If you go to, BMW or Porsche.com, you can configure the colors, you can add what's in the interior. For instance, this would be a wardrobe or a built-in closet, for instance. You can modify things. This one specifically is touchscreen, so you can actually do it right on the live in front of a customer, maybe so on an iPad. Again, this is a full web-based application that you can have your customers go on, or you can have your dealers or designers as well. So again, before I get too deep into the presentation, I want to get towards the difference between an engineered order versus a configured order. Now, an engineered order is going to be a company, for instance, that does super custom bars for restaurants or super custom nursing stations for hospitals, especially these days, or maybe a playset for a schooling system, something that they don't have a product in their catalog. The companies come to them, they sit down, they engineer it together, but ultimately it takes a lot of time to engineer that product. Now, configure to order, that's gonna be something you're actually built off of a catalog. So you have your existing product offering within this catalog that, again, you can still have those custom factors. You can parametrically stretch things, make them bigger, make them smaller, change a 3-drawer stack to a 4-drawer stack. You can change maybe the colors, the doors, whatever, for instance, but ultimately you're working off of a product or a catalog offering or a configure to order instead of something where it's, again, completely from scratch and you're having to engineer it completely. So a normal process for a manufacturing facility or a company, you have your sale where you're designing, order processing where you're managing that information, manufacturing data where you'd be actually engineering that product, or then production where you're sending the machining. Now, there's a lot of software out there that really specialize in each individual one of these topics. However, you might have 2 of these, 3 of these, 4 of these, or you might even have more than that. But your companies, you're having to pull out information in one system, put it into another, put it out of one system, put it into another. There's a lot of opportunity for human error. There's a lot of opportunity for just incorrect information. So how cool would that be if there was a solution that covered all of those? So that's the Configurator 3D, and that's kind of what we're going to be getting into. Now, while I'm going through this presentation, I have a few questions I want you to ponder while I continue to talk. Should I standardize my operation to be configured to order, or do I already have a configured to order company? Should I explore partnering with a dealer-based network? Do I work with established design catalogs? Can I improve the sales process through digitalization? Can I benefit from the automatic generation of reports? Can I benefit from a faster design to proposal period? And finally, is Configurator 3D right for my business? Now, I'm not going to be answering these right off the bat. I kind of want you to just ponder these, to think about these while I'm discussing, and then I can answer any and all questions that you guys do have at the end. So starting off strong, we have the Configurator 3D. That's going to be your base, your foundation. So again, this is a product platform. So the Configurator 3D, that's where you actually create your catalog. You create all of your information, your variants, your parameters, again, with our help, our guidance, our coaching, and our training. You're also this is where you have all of your bill of materials, your bill of price, and all that specific information that you might need to have at your manufacturing facility. So again, this is the internal, this is the office, this is at the manufacturing facility. We then have the Designer 3D. So this is going to be perfect for a designer network, a dealer network, or a franchise network, which again, it's going to be a semi-cloud-based application that companies or those individuals can be out in the field, whether it's at a design shop or at a user's home, and design whatever you might be having in your product catalog, whether that be office equipment or closets or kitchens or whatever it might be, whatever you fancy. They can design that right in front of the customer. We then have Designer Web. So that's going to be the fully web-based application that I talked about before. All that information is getting generated from the Configurator 3D, and we're populating it on the web. So for instance, we go onto your website, or for my sake, alexcabinets.com. I can then log on, I can design my kitchen, my dream kitchen, right by myself, not really having to bother anyone, especially perfect for this industry right now. And I can go, and if there's an e-commerce platform side, I can actually send it right to production. And I can send it seamlessly right to the Configurator 3D, just as a Designer 3D, but this one is going to be the full web-based application. So a global benefit that we bring at home. So this solution's been all over the world and for many years. So we have over 600 furniture manufacturers worldwide with over 260,000 users utilizing the Configurator 3D or the Designer 3D, the Designer Web, so the users of it. We have it supported by a team of over 50 product developers, programmers, and consultants. And we have partners all across the globe. There's about 13 of us that are trying to make this solution as best as we can for you guys and for your total solutions. So if I haven't covered this before, this is a graphic product platform this is built off of. This is not an AutoCAD system. So we really get those visualizations. We get that experience for that end user that they can really see, hey, this is my space. This is my neighbor's house. I can see out that window. It's my same flooring. It's the same wallpaper I have on the side. And you could potentially even add maybe their kitchen table through a SketchUp kind of thing, but you do get those visualizations. So that might be some kind of kitchen. It could be a cool loft looking area. Again, you see those reflections, you see the shadows, you see the live light. It looks very realistic. You can see that would be, hey, I understand what this would look like in my area, where if you were to draw something completely on a pen and paper, especially for me, I can't visualize that. And again, you take that back to the truck industry, or the truck example that I gave you, where it's just a drawing with a pencil. It's hard to understand until you do get that rendering. You can kind of change it. So here, again, we have a full condo that you could do. We have an entertainment center that you could actually create. Bedrooms. I mean, it's really, we're just showing in the houses, but again, think bigger. Think you could do anything with the wheelchairs, with the conveyor belts, whatever you might need. You might have a company that you mainly do kitchens, but you also do flip-flops. You could have both of those in there. It gives you that true flexibility. So now I kind of want to walk you through a very basic demonstration of the Configurator 3D just to get your toes wet a little bit. So this is something I created super quickly from scratch. So this is, again, going to be that rendering. So you do see the reflections, you do see some of the shadows, and you see a beautiful picture that one of my consultants actually had taken outside his window in Bali on his vacation. So here we go. I have a video for you guys that I'll kind of just narrate and walk through. So right off the bat, we're going to name this, hey, this is the main kitchen of this house. You can add an ERP system or a CRM software to actually have all this specific customer information. Then you have these 3 tabs on the right. You could have 5 tabs, you could have 1 tab, but it's just that specific information that you really would think would be necessary for a job. So we do have pre-configured rooms, but I always like creating something completely from scratch, because it's like, hey, Mr. Customer, this is your room that we're designing it. This is specifically the dimensions that you have, so that we can add those windows and doors, we can add those floors, the ceilings, or even the main services to make sure that we have the outlets in the same area, or the switches to make sure, okay, hey, this is my spot. This is what I see. So you'll see I'm just kind of outlining right here the flooring, and then I'll double click into that and we can go into our catalog. I picked this one. I think that looks great. Personally, create a ceiling completely with a click of a button. You can also trace it, but I think a click of a button is a heck of a lot easier. So getting into the visualization side, let's edit this window. So you can change, obviously, the dimensions, and you can change the window style. You can even do French doors if you wanted to, but then actually get into the important stuff. You can change the wood, the materials to get that, hey, you know, that's my window. If you told me differently, I have no idea what you're talking about. We do have pre-existing backgrounds too. Gives that customer, wow, you know, that's pretty cool. Or you can actually upload user images. Again, you can take a picture from your phone, save it into your computer, you can pop it in here, and you see, wow, that's, you know, that's really it. And it's got the sunlight into it. I think that's pretty neat. You can do the same thing with the doors. Of course, you can go to our pre-existing or add additional doors. You can change the colors. You can change the jamb. You can make it really look like that end user's door. Now, of course, there might be some crazy ones that we do not have, but of course, the flexibility allows you to be able to visualize those if needed. So now that we have that door kind of finalized, we do have the opportunity to add DXFs if you want to do a layout over a blueprint, so you're not having to do anything crazy. But here you go. You're seeing this is all completely customizable. You see all these HTMLs are drastically different. So if I were to sell this to 100 customers, all their software would look different. It would act different. It would almost smell different if it could. But you'll see here, this is a customer that has concert stages that they're changing. But then we'll just go right into our tutorial catalog. So hey, let's do a kitchen. These are our global variables. You can change the materials if you want. I'm just going to go and do a simple wood. We'll do a walnut, for instance. You can change the linear parts or all the other specific ones if you needed. I think it's not necessary for this type of thing. So now you're introduced to our first level of the visualization. This is basic level. So you see some of the reflections. You see how the walls really have some texture to it, so you can feel it. But I'm going to add a little bit something different to this wall, just to show you the true power of this software and the visualization. So if I go to the high quality, I can go to the tiles, go to the second page, and I go to this one. You see those reflections? when I go into that configure, the room space, the design space, you see those reflections. I mean, it's just a picture, but our software is strong enough and powerful enough to give you those reflections. It's like, wow, that looks like I'm almost immersed into this. So we'll go and actually drop some of the product offering in here. This is something that, again, we're helping to create with you from what you have. But ultimately, you're doing the data development, but you have our coaching, our consulting. So here we're going to change some of the dimensions. We're going to parametrically stretch it. You can have built-in variables to change a 1 drawer to a 2 drawer, for instance. But this one, let's add a sink. Let's add something cool. So you can import all of your hardware from your hardware suppliers. So you see exactly the hardware, whether it's the handles, the pulls, the slides, whatever it might be. But then this one, you could also have on the quote, it would be generating a sink. If you sold sinks, or if you did maybe Sub-Zero equipment, you'd be able to, that would also be able to populate in your quote. So you could sell that at the same time. So not only do you visually see it, you can be like, hey, this is really what you want. We can do that for you. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to add a couple wall units really quick just to finalize this basic kitchen that I'm creating. Again, it's nothing too crazy. It's simple, but hey, if I'm looking out to that Bali, this is a perfect kitchen for me. That's all I need in my life. So now I can add a second level of visualizations. You can add light, you can change the intensity, you can change the warmth. Again, it's obviously warm in Bali, you want to change it super warm. So you see if I change that to the real-time render, you can see the lights. Now if I move those around, you see the reflections change live. You see the tiles on the right, you see the shadows change. You can change, again, the intensity, the warmth, the height of the light, whatever you might want to do, but we can also add movement to some of these drawers or these cabinets. It's for that customer to be like, hey, I know exactly what I'm getting. There's no doubt this is my absolute dream kitchen. Like this is perfect for me. You can also change the shadows to make it look a little bit more realistic. You can modify the ambient occlusion. You can add lines. I don't like adding lines. I don't think it makes it look as realistic as it could be. But going from there, we have also, again, we have access to a render farm. So this is going to be our render farm module that we could then take that drawing and add an additional wow factor to it. So we can take it, and this is just going to be a stagnant picture. You can name it if you want. And this is all, again, this is live. This is not sped up. This is all just, this is what I created for you guys yesterday. And it's very simple solution. It's very user-friendly. And within a few seconds, you would be able to get that. So then we would, once we do go to that view tab, you'll actually be able to see in real time that response back from that server that's then generating that nicer image. And that is, the image is what you're going to be seeing is what I showed you before this. So it's going to look familiar to you guys. So again, you can name it if you would want. But then again, you see that. You see the reflections coming in from the window. Like, how cool is that? And you see the shadows, and it's like, wow, you know, I can really visualize that kitchen. We also have virtual reality. So it's as simple as putting the camera where you want the center of your virtual reality to be. We then go right back to the render farm. And this time we're going to go to Pano instead of render. So Pano is just panoramic visualization. So your customer is then getting immersed into their kitchen. If they're not excited enough, they can feel it. They can almost smell the cabinets in front of them. And so it gives them that, wow, you know, I'm really getting the quality that I know these guys produce. Like, this is phenomenal. Again, this is real time. This is fast. This is quick. And you can do this right in front of the customer. So you can close them right on the spot with that true energy that they're already providing. So here you're going to see the status super quick. And when we click into it, you can actually send the render farm link, or you can send this virtual reality or whatever you want right to the customer with a receipt, for instance, that says, hey, you know, this is what you're getting. Aren't you, you know, we love it. This is super cool. You see the shadows again, you see the lights, you see that realism, and you're immersed within seconds. And this is something that really gives that end customer a wow factor, like really, really wow factor. So not only do we have the visualizations, but we have the machining data already built in. So if I click create job, the software is then going to pull all that information that we embedded in there in the background. That's got the bill of materials, the bill of price, and the machining. So in this bottom left-hand corner, you'll see that lime green little area move while I go down these part lists. So I'm going to pause this really quick just to talk about it a little bit more. So each individual of these lime, again, colors, or the green colors, are going to be specific parts. You get your 6 phases of machining, you get your specific machining done right here, and you can visualize anything. But you don't even have to look in this. You don't have to double check, because you know that your information is correct. We built it correct. It was guided, it was consulted, it was trained. And you don't have to double check anything because it's coming from the same solution, whether that be online, whether that be your designer, your dealer, or your franchise, and it comes right to the manufacturing facility. You don't have to double check anything, but you can if you want. So going back, if I go and say start compilation, you'll notice it creates these ARG files. So ARG file, I'm not going to get too technical. It's basically just a text file that we would then connect to your post processors. So if you needed to connect this to an optimization software, if you need to connect this to your ERP software or your MES software, or even if you didn't have Homeg Machinery, again, this is not Homeg Machinery centric. This is an agnostic software that we can connect to any machinery. We would just have to make sure we would have the correct posts. So then instead of ARG files here, you would see MPR, maybe a CSV, a DXF, 3D DXF, whatever you would need, we would help you and guide you towards that. So moving out of this, we also have the opportunity for a live quote. So this is just going to be all your information. Of course, you can have multiple price lists. I know sometimes if you're going to sell in Northern California, and you're also going to sell to North Dakota, you might have a few different price lists, or I would assume you might want to at least. So you can have price increases, you can have discounts, you can have whatever you set up, but ultimately that's coming from your order header that I said, those 2 or 3 tabs that you can set specifically for that, or your designers are geographically going to only have certain price lists. So you can monitor and you can make sure that they're not selling price lists to a certain customer that are not appropriate, for instance. So again, price increases, discounts, you see your spare parts, and the description. So I can actually double click into this. You'll see this is a specific part. This is the price associated with it. And the bill of materials, you can expand those. You can see all, again, your information. And you can also have the spare parts. For instance, your edge bander guy dropped a panel and it snapped on accident. You can create an extra one super easy, super quick, and without any problems whatsoever. So going back into here, again, when you click on each individual item, you see those live prices, $202.17. Now, we don't have a standardized pricing method. You can change things. You can have it priced per volume. You can have it priced per part. So that ultimately you can see, okay, hey, well, this cabinet normally is $202.17, but then you would see a plus maybe $87 if you changed or modified the cabinet, you stretched it, made it a little bit bigger, you added additional shelving. But then we also have the option to do multiple price lists as far as currencies too. So if you're selling it to Canada, or if you're selling it to Mexico, or whatever you might need, we have that flexibility. So benefits of the Configurator 3D. First and foremost, increased profitability with opportunity for new sales channels and reduction of human errors. Again, this is what I was talking about, how it's one streamlined product platform that makes it so you don't have those human errors, you don't have that opportunity to have missed data, and it's all in one solution. That design, the beautiful drawings have all that manufacturing data already built into it. So you're not having to do things twice either. It's very streamlined. Again, standardizing product catalogs to simplify order entry and reduce engineering in-house, because engineering is what takes up so much time. And have your catalog based with a parametric instead of all completely custom. Bring your product offering online. I know that's huge with all this coronavirus, COVID-19 stuff going on right now. You can have your entire product offering and you can just push that online. We would consult, we would create, we can either embed the designer web into your pre-existing website, or we can have a pop-out that it takes you to additional one. But again, it looks like your company, it feels like your company. So it doesn't feel like it's just, hey, Alex Cabinets with so-and-so software. It's Alex Cabinets with Alex Cabinets software. You also reduce your lead times by increasing the speed and accuracy of your order entry process with a seamless platform, as I discussed, from sales to manufacturing. Again, you're trying to build off of that excitement that, hey, this is my dream kitchen. I love this. I want to buy this now. How can I do it? And instead of having to double check things or ensure that the machining is correct or the pricing is correct, you know it's all correct. So you can quote that on the spot and you can close that right in front of the customer. Differentiate. Unique catalogs allow for custom experiences at the end user. Again, this is really up to you. I could sell this to 100 customers. Each customer would look, act, feel, again, almost smell different because it is really up to you. The software adapts to you as a customer instead of you having to adapt to additional software. Independence from software supplier. I think this is huge. You get a call from a customer, you need to change maybe a product or a color, for instance. You can do that on the fly. You don't have to call a software supplier like ourselves to edit anything. You can do it right on the fly because we teach you, we consult you, and we coach you to ensure you have the right knowledge to continually add anything or change anything in your solution. So is the Configurator 3D right for my business? Well, you might think, hey, this might be too big or this might be too small. Well, the Configurator 3D product platform is perfect for small companies, medium companies, large companies. It's perfectly scalable for businesses of today and your businesses of the future. So we can have maybe just a few modules, a few functionalities just to get you going and to get that feel, to get that experience to your customers. And then when you grow, you get bigger. You can have more functionalities as far as, the rendering. You can have the web-based solution. You can have whatever fits you or your needs, your dreams. We're here to consult and to coach you through that entire process. So with that being said, my presentation is over for the most part, but I am here for any and all questions. And if something is a little bit more detail oriented, or if you have a question, hey, Alec, specific for my customer, what would you suggest, or what would be the best, please let me know. And give me an email, shoot me an email, shoot me a call, whatever you might need, I'm here for you. So take it away, Ian.
Thanks, Alec. We appreciate that. I especially like seeing that visualization component in the software in real time. That was really impressive, how those can be generated in seconds. I just want to remind everyone at this time, if you've got the Q&A icon at the bottom of your screen there, feel free to submit a question for Alec. We can answer those live right now. It looks like nothing in yet, but give a few seconds here, Alec. Again, if you have any questions related to Configurator 3D, the product platform itself, or perhaps how your particular business could benefit from a tool like this, we would appreciate those questions now. Alec, any closing comments you want to make here while we've got a little bit of time?
Closing comments, again, I just really would love to reiterate, hey, I'm here for each and every one of you. If you want to call me for 10 hours straight, I am here for you. Give me a call, shoot me an email. I'm available. So whatever questions that you might specifically want to have, I'm available. So Ian, I believe if you go to the next slide, it should.
Yeah, I see Bob's question there is looking for some contact information. So Bob, you should see it on the bottom of your screen there. Alec's email and phone number is available there.
So Florian sent a message that says, this system is parametric and will help move customers away from doing all custom. Can you describe what kind of customer segment in the United States you see Styles targeting for Designer 3D? So I would say we really are targeting any and all customers, whether it's kitchen, whether it's offices, whether it's, it could be really anything because it is so flexible for that end user. So we've really kind of pushed the kitchen casework so far, the kitchen companies, your office furniture companies, and your closet companies. But again, we are very flexible here. We are just guiding our way and moving with what the customers are bringing us. And if you have even a question, if you're like, hey, well, I do closets mainly and thinking about maybe doing an additional thing on the side because of what's going on right now, hey, we're flexible. I'm here to consult. I'm here to guide. And maybe we can make something work. So it's very, very flexible.
Awesome, Alec. Well, seeing as we don't have any additional questions at this time, I just want to encourage those who are listening who might have something specific to their business or to your production. Alec's contact information is there on the screen. As he said, he's ready and willing to take your calls and emails. Just want to give a couple quick notes before we close today's session. First of all, thank you all for joining us. But we do want to mention that Styles University Online is currently offering a free 7-day trial for this new platform. The platform allows us to bring the expertise of our instructors and faculty and guest faculty like Alec. We're happy to bring that to you whenever and wherever you need it. You can find access to some of our best classes now virtually. So you can visit www.stylesuniversity.com/SUO, or you can email classes@stylesmachinery.com for enrollment details or to view our available courses. Right now, I believe we have 7 courses up and ready for you to take at this time and in a safe remote capacity. Speaking of remote, Just want to mention that we are bringing the Styles Manufacturing Solutions Seminar online for the first time ever. This one-of-a-kind event that has inspired thousands of in-person attendees is going digital, bringing unique technology experiences, fresh business growth ideas, and engaging network opportunities directly to your screen the week of May 18th through the 22nd. That's right, it's going to be a 5-day platform. Event details and a full schedule will be provided soon, but you can visit stylesmachinery.com/MSS for registration and more details. We want to thank you again for joining us today. Please know that this session has been recorded and will be available for viewing at the Solutions Live Download Center. Additionally, a copy will be sent to you as an attendee via email. The Solutions Live program is running every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 1 o'clock, just like today's. To access more recorded sessions or to enroll in any upcoming webinars, please visit styles.live for more information. Again, that's styles, S-T-I-L-E-S .live. Thank you again, Alec. We appreciate your time. And again, if you have any questions for Alec, he can be reached at alangridge@stylesmachinery.com. Thank you all. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe. Take care.